please select a test kit, backflow, and condition from the menu above. Then click Start Practice Test to begin.
Five needle RP test procedures. Properly operating. Test number 1. Relief valve opening point. This test will measure the differential pressure across the relief valve. It must hold at 2 psid or greater to pass. The zone between the two check valves should be at least 2 psid less than that of the supply line pressure. Step 1. NIO. Notify, identify, inspect and observe. Notify the owner that water service will be interrupted while the backflow prevention assembly is tested. Identify the assembly to ensure the correct assembly is being tested. Confirm the manufacturer, model, size and serial number match the information provided. Inspect the assembly to verify it has all the required components, properly located shutoff valves and test ports, to test it successfully. Observe the area near the backflow prevention. I have completed notified the customer their water service will be interrupted. Identified the backflow device to confirm it's the correct device. Inspected the backflow to ensure all components are present. Observe the area for possible signs of leaks or damage to the backflow device. Step 2. Flush water through all the test ports simultaneously to remove debris. Start by opening the number 4 test port, then open the number 3 test port. Step 3. Attach the appropriate fittings to the test ports. Steps 4 through 7. Step 4. Connect one side of the high side hose to the high side of the field test kit, and the other side of the high side hose to the number 2 test port. Step 5. Connect one side of the low side hose to the low side of the field test kit, and the other side of the low side hose to the number 3 test port. Step 6. Open the number 3 test port. Open the low side bleed needle valve on the field test kit to bleed all air from the low side of the field test kit. Leave the low side bleed needle valve open. Step 7. Open the number 2 test port to pressurize the field test kit. Open the high side. Step 8. Close the number 2 shutoff valve. Step 9. Close the high side bleed needle valve. Once the field test kit reading has reached the higher end of the gauge, close the low side bleed needle valve. Look at the reading on the field. Step 10. Open the high side control needle valve 1 full turn. Open the low side control needle valve up to 1/4 turn only. Watch the reading on the field. Step 11. Close the low side control needle valve. Test number 2. Number 2 check valve tightness. This test will measure the differential pressure across the number 2 check valve. It must hold tight. Step 13. Connect one side of the bypass hose to the bypass control needle valve on the field test kit, and the other side of the bypass hose. Step 14. Open the low side bleed needle valve. Once the reading is higher than the apparent. Step 15. Open the bypass control needle valve. Look. Test number 3. Number 1 check valve tightness. This test will measure the static differential pressure across the number 1 check valve. It must hold at 5 ps. Step 17. Remember to close all needle valves on the field test kit, close all test ports and remove equipment, fittings and hoses. Open the number 2 shutoff valve slowly to pressurize the customer line. This concludes test number 3. The test is complete. Remember to fill out all relevant fields in the test form before you click or touch the submit button to officially end the scenario. If you don't recall all of the values, click on the test values button to the left of the test kit to see the test values. Click on the clues button below to highlight the fields in the test report you need to fill out for this scenario. 5 needle RP test procedures.